Grand Rising, beautiful people. So this morning, this is my attire. I have some things to take care of. I'm going to go get a suitcase and meet with the program director to the residency program that I'm in. Uh, I really am loving my outfit. Oh, she's so fine, fine like wine. Right, I'm feeling myself early in the day. I did my makeup, a little teary-eyed. But I have a wonderful message for you guys, depending on your perspective. So I thank you for tuning in and tuning up with Miss Adiation Divination. It truly is love from me to you. Bear with me. All right, guys. So, gotta pull up the tatas. Um, this morning, what I want to share with you is my testimony. As usual, through the test of time, through the test of my existence, through experiences, I can bring you testimony that may be helpful to you or relatable or in some way bring you strength, insight, something good. Right. I tried to provide laughs yesterday, but I got dry humor, and not everybody gets me, which I'm okay with. Um, I do appreciate those that interact and participate by leaving comments and likes. However, that's not why I do it. Popularity's never been my strong suit, and it's never been my goal. So, this program begins or offers a 90-day residency for those that are homeless due to whatever crisis you're in. It's called Community Bridges, something with an I, for those in crisis of homelessness, whether it be due to drug addiction, physical abuse, whatever the case may be. I transferred here from Flagstaff with a job, but no residency. And if you know anything about the economy in America right now, it is difficult to save a deposit, a first month, and a second month if you're constantly paying a weekly hotel, or et cetera, right? So that being stated, I was sleeping on the bench across the street from the supermarket where I worked. This program offered me residency after being sexually assaulted in Mesa. It's far from my old job, so I had to relinquish the position, which then created financial difficulties because no money is difficult for someone that doesn't get any other source of income. And I'm no longer willing to sell drugs, and I've never sold my ass, even though I've been human trafficked. Right. And believe me, human trafficking, human sex trafficking is not something that you have a choice in. You're fucking kidnapped and held against your will. And I am a miracle to be alive for many reasons. So therefore, I do not take my life for granted. Even though I joke around, it's not a joke to me. And even though I'm young-spirited, my old soul knows things that I will not deny. I will not deny my creator. I will not deny my truths. Right. And that being stated, in my time here, I haven't been destructive to the property and I haven't been destructive to anyone. I don't believe in that. I know what it is to hurt. Why would I then inflict pain of any kind onto another human being? Now, I will absolutely defend and protect myself at all costs. That's the difference of your birthright and being an asshole. And even though I have an asshole, I'm not that. So, welcome to the reality that in America or anywhere in the world where you are afflicted or labeled with a mental condition or anything that afflicts or creates a hindrance in your ability to provide for yourself, people tend to discredit your character, your truth, your ability to recall the facts. I met with the program director yesterday and she offered me a temporary relocation at another facility until my son gets here. Uh, and then when my son arrives on June 8th, me and him and my mom would be re-residenced, uh, re-established residency. My mom would only be here for 5 days, but then me and my son would have an extended amount of time to be placed in housing and I could continue to establish myself financially. Now, I was recently accepted into this program that I shared with you guys, vocational rehabilitation, which I'm looking forward to. And I know that we're all individuals. I'm here for sexual assault and financial difficulties. I know for a fact that there's people that are here that have been here way longer than 90 days. And the reason why I'm being asked to leave temporarily is because I ruffle feathers with my high energy and my ability to express myself without shame, embarrassment, right? And even though I dance in the street and I sing and make jokes, I'm not naive, I'm not dumb. I may be young spirited, but right. So we all do stupid shit, but I'm not stupid, that part. In the legal system, in anywhere where your credibility is denied, questioned, discredited, I suggest getting evidence, verification, or proof of what has transpired or what is expected to transpire, not just from you, but whatever parties are participating in your activity. So I asked the program director to reassure me that me and my son would be able to reside here, because if my mother takes an airplane from halfway across the motherfucking globe to Arizona to bring me my child and I don't have nowhere for her or my child to stay, I'll never see them again. I won't live it down. My mother and my father, I'm their firstborn child, and they're very critical of me. And I don't blame them. That is my responsibility, right? So for me to have the arrangements already set in place, only to then disappoint her and my child, I won't be able to live that down, right? And I may never see him again after that. So I expressed that my worries and nervousness and anxiety and insomnia were all at a very high peak due to the level of concern based on my needs and responsibility. So I met with her and my navigator, my case manager, in the hotel lobby, and we talked about it. Even though I appreciate her meeting with me and expressing that to me, I have no reassurance, right? Because if I show up here and they say she's a mental patient or whatever else they want to say about me, I cannot verify, I cannot prove that I was told to show up. I cannot prove that I was told, right. So I wrote, I illustrated, I drew up this contract. And in order for a contract to be a formal legal document, there has to be a date, which I put, a day, or I put the day of the week, the fourth week in May, and then I put the time. However, I didn't fill in the time slot because whoever signs, the administrative staff that signs this, is going to place the time on there, which makes it a legal document. I also placed the staff members that were present during the verbal agreement. So my navigator's first and last name legally, and her title and position in the company. And then I put the program director's title and position as well as her name. She will complete her last name because I have no knowledge of it. I put the physical address of this establishment because this is where I've been residing. And I go on to detail my first and last name and what transpired and the date it transpired and where it transpired and what was expressed to me. Now, there are parts in red for extra attention and then parts in blue. Your contract should be written in blue or black ink or typed and then clearly signed with their formal legal signature. I expect and hope that they will be as cordial and professional as I know myself to be, uh, because a verbal agreement is a wonderful something to receive, but there's no proof besides your word. And I don't have any witness besides the staff that works for the facility, right? So there's no neutral party for me to cover me. And so besides the faith I have in God and my professional abilities and intellect, this is the best way I know how to secure my future. And the reason why I share this with you is because I do have labels that create discredibility in my character. I've been labeled with post-traumatic stress, which I do have. I have been traumatized. It stresses me the fuck out. I jump. I get spooked. I am hyper vigilant. I am super aware of my surroundings. And because of my sixth sensory and my beyond sight, people question my sanity, which is very disrespectful, to be honest. I don't get it. What does my sanity have to do with my traumas? My intellect doesn't, right. However, it's manipulation and emotional disrespect that I don't stand for or in. And this is my way of strengthening my community and anyone that is dealing with those kinds of things. So, protect, preserve, and be all that you know you are, beyond the labels. The girl that I was hanging out with yesterday, I call her Mellow Yellow. Labels like boyfriend and relationship commitment create negative emotions in her due to her past traumas. And I am not the only one that feels negatively about the word disability. Now, things like anxiety create cinoscope, which is lack of oxygen to the brain due to adrenal rush and blood flow, and lack of oxygen, which makes you pass out. But through cognitive therapy, I practice breathing, yoga, positive reaffirmation, self-talk, that I am now aware of. Sometimes I tell myself out loud, breathe, Angela, shut up, Angela. And if another person hears me, they look at me and wonder or say to themselves, whatever they say, but I'm not crazy, I'm far from it. I am aware. I am disciplined. I had disabling factors like passing out, profuse sweating, things that were created as an effect to traumatic experience. However, because I'm not ashamed of what I've been through, I've been able to address and heal as best I know how. And because of these things, I can share with you, the general public that desires to tune in and tune up, to receive insight and fortitude, relate to a humane being. I'm not the human race. I'm humane. You're not going to compete with me because you can't compare. And that's not my ego. That is the divine Lord that created this and told me that. I am an individual, as you are. And you don't need to compare to anyone else because there's no comparison to you. And if we humane beings don't know how to be humankind, then stay the fuck away from me. Very clearly. I'm not aggressive, but I will absolutely be defensive based on what I've experienced in life and what I know of society. I've never strived to be the popular or average because I'm neither. And I don't seek credit or approval. This is not a bank. Right. So, my people, protect yourself as best you know how. And if you don't know how, continue to tune in and tune up on Welcome at Smile. And please feel free to further educate yourself. Books are becoming a rare commodity. People do not see the necessity in books because everything is digital. However, no matter how you get the information, as long as it is from a factual, verifiable source, educate yourself in whatever it is that interests you or conflict you so that you can be, as I, able to stand up for yourself and reduce the emotional and mental manipulation of who you are. And here's another thing, which I've expressed to a couple of people. Greek mythology. Why is it mythical? What makes it fictional? Right. In the government and society, religion and a lot of other fuckery was created to deviate, taint, manipulate, and destroy humanity. And so the deaf, dumb, and blind, the average as they call it, believe a lot of things that are not. So the origin of languages derived from Latin, as I, Afro-Latina, Hebrew, and Greek. 3 tribes. Why were they tribes? Because of the DNA, physical and geographical composition. But there's only one creator for all of the above. And so when you know that, the originating tribes, and you know that God is the 4th pillar, and you know your ancestry instead of his story and her story, you become as I, unashamed, transparent, liberated. You may be labeled some negatively associated words, but I don't feel the way other people do about the labels applied to me, and they are descriptive of facts. Post-traumatic stress, I have that.